So we should write it in our article or in our operating agreement who is going to sign. So the law requires minimum standard and requirements. Who going to sign for initial articles of organization? Organizer signing. And at least one member, manager, or authorized person can sign the following 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 documents: A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, B, C, D, E, something like this. Okay. So you can see the first one, initial articles. Second one is certificate of amendment, certificate of correction, certificate of cancellation, and all other certificates. What each of them means, we're going to study today. And what I can say, I think in your country, you have just amendments of charter documents, that's all. So if you want to change something in your document, you just adapt changes and proceed with the registration, right? I believe you have such system, but uh, interesting part in US that each amendment has a each kind of amendment has specific formalities. Let's talk about each one. So if someone signing the document, they can sign, but if you're not manager or if you're not organizer of LLC, you must provide proxy powers of attorney, which will declare your rights. And in each article or certificate, we must include the name and capacity of each signer. What's the main process of amendments of articles of organization? You know, in US is interesting point that we have articles of association or organization, it doesn't matter, and we have operating agreement. So operating agreement, we're not going to declare in any public authority. It's just internal document regarding articles of association or organization. It's compulsory document, and we must declare to the public and change it publicly as well. But let's move to how we actually change the articles of organization. Under law, we change it or by our will. And then we prepare a certificate of amendment and execute such amendment, and then just filling such certificate to the Department of State. That's pretty much same, right? I mean, in your country. So we have like two basic reasons, and we can say grounds, when we change the articles of organization. First is law requires you to do that, or you just want to change articles of organization. And then someone should prepare certificate of amendments. So it's this one is pretty much interesting that some legal systems do not provide the legal mechanism who is going to prepare certificate. So whether it should be a manager or someone, but so we believe that as long as LLC is managed by manager, he must prepare such document. So US actually, interesting point that LLC is pretty much a young system in USA. Uh, it's around 1975. It was kind of started adopted adoption and regulation is kind of 90. So 1990 it was um, had a wide application in US such form and LLC in US is kind of is a transformation form like between partnership and corporations. So in LLC of US we have partnership principles and corporation principles. Corporation principles like uh, limited liabilities and corporate structure may be applied, but uh, but we have a lot of partnership parts like we cannot sell share without consent of other partners and we have tax rules like in a partnership here and regarding management uh, it can be member managed or manager managed. So we can hire someone who will be our professional manager in our LLC. But in addition, we can provide that member managed model can be applied as well. So, so this means that in case of member managed, he will be our agent and what he does will bring legal consequences to the our legal entity. So, so most important part is who is manager, who appointed as a manager in our LLC. So, and strong contractual principles of US LLC require each part, I mean, each part of charter documents to establish who is in who is obliged to prepare any documents. So, like in UK, it's pretty much simple. It's just declared that the director must prepare everything. But in case of US, it's more like contractual. Uh, so you must write in your charter documents who is responsible to prepare any document is most important. Any other kinds of LLC rules also not strictly written in the law, so many parts is regulated internal by internal documents. So if such happens in LLC, you must change articles of organization no later than 90 days. Can you see the chart? I mean, can you see the all reasons clearly? Or I should enlarge them? Is it fine? Can you see? So changes like you changing name and changing county where your LLC is located, changing the date of dissolution. By the way, we're gonna talk about dissolution next class, how it actually happened. And next reason is the continue of LLC after an event of dissolution, change the name of address of registered agent. By the way, do you remember what means registered agent? And the change in the post office address to which Secretary of State shall mail a copy of any process against LLC, changing whether LLC is to be managed by one or more members or a class or classes of members or by one or more managers of a class or classes of managers. So LLC is kind of in US, it's more like a partnership. They have partnership rules. So you can set agency theory and apply it in LLC. The next ground is the discovery of materially false and inaccurate statement in articles of organization and any other statement. And last one about email address of LLC. So actually, alteration of documents is a little bit pretty much boring topic. I understand your feelings. I think you think I think and I believe that you consider it and find it really pretty much boring topic, but in any way it's necessary uh, to know how they how they changes affect and come in the force. It's not like kind of selling of shares and more interesting part like the solutions, right? Liquidation, but anyway, amendments we must take into account. So entry into force. Any certificate of change must come into force from the moment of submission to Department of State. And fee is pretty much low. It's around 30 US dollars, as you can see. And so it's kind of declarative procedure that you must conduct. Mm. Also, you can write certificate of change if you have only The three grounds is you can see on a screen what it means. As you can see, we have certificate of amendments, restated articles of organization, certificate of correction, certificate of cancellation, and others. So main topic is if you if you changing only this part, for example, if you changing only location of company's office and post office address, mailing address, and determine, dismiss, and change registered agent, you just need to provide certificate of change. It's not certificate of amendment, it's just certificate of change. And if you have you have mistake if in charter documents, you must provide a certificate of correction. If you exclude some points and some parts from your charter document, you provide certificate of cancellation. I think it's a little bit, how to say, complicated, right? How it happened. So in US, they have a specific form for each alteration. So in case of this, you changing article of organization. And if you have only this, you just make certificate of change and submit it. If you have reasons like you have error, incorrect statement, or defect, you just provide with certificate of correction. It's a separate document which you should provide to Department of State, and such document cannot change effective date of instrument being corrected. For example, if we have articles of organization dated and 1 year ago and we today provide with certificate of correction, it doesn't mean that we change it. Actually, the date and efficiency effective date of our articles of organization. Uh, so certificate of correction just changing, fixing the error part, which will not affect on date, efficiency, and any other substantial parts of our document. So you can see that certificate of correction cannot affect any rights and liabilities. And business name, if even you had a mistake or error, cannot be changed or corrected. It's impossible to do it with certificate of correction. If you want to change your business name, you should do certificate of amendments to articles of organization. So it will be like this. So if you want to change business name, you should do this one. If you want to do certificate correction, so you're doing just excluding some misses and errors in your charter document. If you only want to do this, want, so change registered agent and post office and location of your company. You just need to provide certificate of change as mentioned on the screen. Interesting part that we have restated. I think I don't have PPT for this. We have restated articles of organization. What it means? Does anyone understand the meaning of this one? Restated articles of organization. Oh, I'm just chatting to one person. It's mistake. I think in your country you also have such document. What it means? What it means? Um, yeah, yes, you're right. Uh, Windat, you right? Your name. Maybe my spelling is not good, not correct, but I don't know Vietnamese. Please forgive me for that. Actually, I received your list and list students and everything written in Vietnamese language. So uh, if even I spell something wrong, please sorry because it's not English version right of your name. So I might be in awkward situation. So I will be really really sorry. Yeah. Restated, restated articles of organizations actually means that you just adapting your document in new edition. Is it clear? You just adapt it in new edition. I think you have such procedure and method form to change charter documents by adopting new edition. I think you have in your country. In all countries we have. Your country will not be exception for that. So how it happens? We have old charter document and we write new one and just adapt. That's all. It's really pretty much easy to do that. So I will show you example right now on a screen how we have yeah yeah in Vietnam all the amendments or established uh, on 3 days of approval. It's pretty much long. In my country, it's just 30 minutes, and in US, you just provide, and that's all. It means it's done. Okay, I will write here. So we have first sample, how we change, and I will show in, okay, I will do like this. I will, oh my God. Okay, I will do in this. Wait, I cannot copy. I should write, I should write something like, okay, I should write like something like this. Okay, we have this and we will have this. Mm, We have this way. So first, members agreed to change article 5 of Articles of Association to like this. So you write in your and sign, right? Does your country apply this method? So we have this method and we have another method. How we change actually the charter document. We just restate. What it means? You just adopting new version of articles of association or organization doesn't matter. So we have actually two methods in registrations, as you can see. Is clear? Did you understand, guys? What means restate of charter documents means? Okay, if you got it, I'm happy to see it and hear it. And let's move to the next statement. We have execution and we have mm, amendments, right? But most important part is alteration. So how we giving authority to such amendments to be provided to the state. So any amendments actually should be authorized by at least a majority in interest of members. So it's an important part. So in this case, we must distinguish management right and profit right. So in US, we have majority principle which applied to voting system. So we need just have we need just half half and more votes in management to to apply our changes. But most important part is to determine who is actually has a right to change and what. So we must distinguish management right and profit rights. So what's the difference of this? In your country, I think